Matthew Bowman is having a terrific season. He's ridden 34 winners and is currently sitting 5th on the Sydney Jockeys Premiership behind Brown, Beedman, Muntz and Larry Cassidy. Might have another winner coming up here with Viking Tour.
Hugh, Viking Tour.
Just 3rd or 5th, depending how quick they go. Just have the horse comfortable and he should really finish it off.
Horse a lot of people were talking about in the Bacardi Breeders' Classic is Iron Gale. You couldn't miss the trial when we saw it earlier on Sky today. Just came home beautifully in that trial and you rode it.
Yeah, I did.
Legend just about ready. $5.10 Diurnal, $5.60 Muthier. Diurnal well tried. Hassel at $6.90. Lord Daneley at $7 and $6.20 Viking Tour. Already, this is the 4th of the day. Starter holds up. He's right up on his ladder now. He's got the button in hand. Go There Racing and My Chinese King slow to get going with Hassel. And Monty Legends dropped out to a clear last. Muthier beat them out. Fortified's tackling him. Manitar's deep out and Lord Daneley near the inside 4th. My Chinese King being stoked up, going up very quickly around the outside. They were followed by the filly Celebrity Rose and then Viking Tour on the fence. 1.5 Tumbler, Diurnal inside of him. 2 to Kingside, Monty Legend, Tempo and Hassel has run off his feet, 2 away last. 900 metres to go and My Chinese King has circled the field and rushed to the front. He's out by a length on Muthier, maintaining the fence, a half away Fortified. 2 Manitar fighting the rider. Lord Daneley on the rail from Celebrity Rose and Viking Tour stuck in traffic, just clipping off heels. Tumbler is going around him, Tumbler. They were followed next of all by Diurnal, back about 5th last from Tempo, Monty Legend, Kingside and Hassel has it all in front of him. On the home corner, 500 metres to go and My Chinese King sped clear. Led 2 Fortified, Muthier the fence, then came to the outside Manitar. Lord Daneley, Diurnal looking to get away from the inside. Beedman switches back to the fence looking for a run. Celebrity Rose chimes in with Viking Tour. My Chinese King at the 250 in front. Viking Tour, Celebrity Rose run on. Here comes Hassel and Kingside with great runs down the outside at the 100. Hassel's moved up with Kingside. They've hit the lead from Viking Tour. Hassel from last to first. Viking Tour can't match him. Kingside runs to second, but it's Hassel in front and Hassel's too good. Has beaten Kingside, a photo 3rd. And there's not much in that between Lord Daneley, Viking Tour, Tempo close up and Diurnal behind their heels. Celebrity Rose next. Muthier didn't come on. My Chinese King burnt the candle at both ends. Well back is Tumbler with Fortified, Monty Legend and Manitar last home. Number 4, Hassel, winning double to Corey Brown over Kingside. Ridden by Brent Stanley. We stand by for the numbers. Number 4, Hassel was a clear last, 2 lengths away last after beginning moderately and showing no speed, but Brown got him to the outside and he and Kingside chimed in at a great rate at the 250 and Hassel has proven too good. Kingside has run second. 3rd, either Lord Daneley or Viking Tour look to be the top ones. Time is 1:24.05, 1:24.05. And Hassel, as he did at his debut run at the Kensington track, came from what looked to be an impossible position at his debut run. Well, today he's got a mile back in the field. He's come to the extreme outside, going after Viking Tour, who had moved up with Celebrity Rose, the filly, and Kingside has come at the same time as Hassel. And it was Hassel who was the superior horse the last 50 metres. 3rd prize goes to number 2, Lord Daneley. 4, 1, 2 and 11 has finished in 4th position.
There's the official placings. 4, 1, 2, 11. First 4, $1,595.80 on the 4th event at Randwick. Hassel. Now here's the other totes. Win and place Quinella Exacta trifecta there. Super Tab just coming through. The run 1:24.05 around the place today too, including Born to Conquer earlier in Sydney. Let's go back for the latest news at Flemington with Andrew.
Yes, Alan Williams coming off from putting the jockey aboard here, and most of them are starting to sweat up. I noticed Jaws walking around in the mounting out, sweated up a bit.
Yeah, he's a hot horse anyway. It wouldn't matter. This just probably showed how hot he can really get. But yeah, look, they're all sweating. But it's like
we're sweating up, mate.
We're sweating up. So it's just whoever can handle the heat the best, I think.
Prickle, number 3, is the favourite. A filly by Pins, trained by Paul O'Sullivan. Other chances, Florilegium, Steffi, Queenser and Acupuncture. A few hopes really in the 2-year-old fillies race. Then Doomben, 3rd at Doomben in the Cadbury Australian Guineas. Race number 6 coming up in a little over half an hour. Top race 2 with Elbstrom and the very interesting runner Reset. But right now, let's take you back to the track for the 5th. Here's Greg.
Piping Lane Handicap. He won the Melbourne Cup in 1972 for George Hanlon and John Letts. It was their first Melbourne Cup successes each, but they went on and enjoyed further success in the great in the low 30s for a little while, but just feels like it's creeping up a little now. Breeze, which we were enjoying, just dropped a little while ago. Sovereign Point has moved in with Tarouge. Here's Blue Murder going in for Michael Rodd. Wide open race. Oscar Eric holds favouritism just in advance of Southern Crown, Pantani and Long Yard on track. So they're nearly ready. Pantani and Long Yard, couple of greys to move up into the stalls. Pantani coming in now for Stephen Baster. He's ready. So they're nearly set. Previous on the card, numbers for 1, 2 and 3. Massendor coming back after being headed to take out the Sky Channel handicap. Now Long Yard will move in. Drawn the outside for James Winks, took the outside stall and they're ready and they're racing immediately. Pantani just a touch slow. Long Yard near the outside began well. In the early stages, Lord Muck is booting through on the inside. All Black Symphony hard ridden trying to get across. Danneret's going forward. Long Yard coming over with him. And Notable Poet just off the pace with Southern Crown on the inside. Pantani races 3 wide leaving the straight. Out to the 2100 metres and Lord Muck has the lead by 2. Danneret is second. Third placing Southern Crown pushing up on the inside of All Black Symphony. 2 lengths to Long Yard in 5th placing, followed then by Sovereign Point. Notable Poet on his outside and Pantani is next. A length and a half further back is Blue Murder. Then came Renacci, followed by Timber Grove, a length to Tarouge. And then Oscar Eric, who's gone back to second last, and now Kate on the inside last of all. Passing the 1800 and Lord Muck sets a nice tempo out in front. It's a good solid race. He leads by about a length and a half. Danneret second, Southern Crown third. All Black Symphony 2 lengths away fourth. And Long Yard's on the rails in 5th placing. Followed a length and a half away to Notable Poet. Sovereign Point the rail. 1 further back is Pantani. Renacci on the inside of him. A length and a half to Blue Murder, Timber Grove. And then came Tarouge, followed by Our Kate. And Oscar Eric is now last of all past the 1400. Lord Muck strings them out by about 25 lengths. He leads 2.5 Danneret. 2 lengths away in 3rd placing Southern Crown. 1 to Long Yard on the inside, followed by All Black Symphony. Passing the 1200 metres. 2 lengths away is Sovereign Point. Notable Poet his outside. 2.5 to Pantani, about 10 lengths or so from the leader, being followed by Renacci and Blue Murder, and well back in the field is Timber Grove as they go past the 1,000-metre mark, and back behind him is Tarouge, and a break then of 2 or 3 lengths to Oscar Eric and Our Kate last of all. Up the side, and they come past the 800-metre mark. Lord Muck in front, and neck to Danneret. 2 lengths to Southern Crown. He's poised to let go, and then Long Yard. All Black Symphony, a length and a half to Sovereign Point as they neared the home corner. And then Notable Poet Pantani is next coming to the outside, and the rest headed by Blue Murder. They swing for home. Oscar Eric has only 2 behind him. Entering the straight, Danneret moved up and took the lead from Lord Muck. Southern Crown right there to let go with his run now. And then Long Yard just held up a little, looking for somewhere to get out. And further back in the field, Blue Murder down the outside from All Black Symphony. Coming past the 300 now, and Southern Crown goes up and takes the lead from Long Yard, Danneret, and then All Black Symphony. And down the outside next is Pantani. Southern Crown in front. Long Yard coming back. Pantani and All Black Symphony are next. But it's still Southern Crown in front. He's racing tremendously well. Southern Crown beats Pantani again. Long Yard a neck away in 3rd. And then All Black Symphony, followed by Danneret, Oscar Eric, Sovereign Point and Blue Murder. Next to finish in the race was Renacci in company with Tarouge. And then Our Kate, and back behind those to finish the weakening Lord Muck, Notable Poet and Timber Grove back at the tail of the field.
Sam Hyland on board for Pat Hyland. Southern Crown over Pantani for Stephen Baster. Long Yard for Blake Shin. 4th will probably go to number 15, All Black Symphony, but we'll confirm that. Let's take you across to New Zealand for the Group 2 Breeders' Stakes from Matamata.
Will be the last of them. Starter Trevor Harrison grips the button. They're set for the Breeders' Stakes. Velasco Red racing. A great start in the Breeders' Stakes, and Can't Hack It, one of the best to begin. Race to the early lead from Florida. Jimmy began nicely. There goes Steffi around the outside, followed by Justin behind those horses. Prickle looking for a spot. So is Queensa. Then came Platinum Slipper right around the outside. Justin behind them, Acupuncture. Then came Madam Anne's as they go to the top of the track, and in behind those horses then was Volk Dancer back along the inside. 800 to go. A half a length away then over on the outside we've got Majestic Sweep, and 2 2 lengths away to Velasco, who is the last runner. Down the side in the breeders, they've got 600 metres left to go. Florilegium is the front runner. From Can't Hack It up on the outside, who's going boldly. Then Queens are followed by Prickle, who's looking very nice over on the outside. Acupuncture is the next one as they swing to the bend, and they've been followed then by Platinum Slipper to the outside. Steffi losing ground and getting through the field. Velasco as they go for home, and Volk Dancer up along the inside. Florilegium is the leader, being taken on again now by Can't Hack It over on the outside, and Queenser is coming with a run. So is Velasco late down the outside. Can't Hack It the leader. Now Acupuncture. Acupuncture is absolutely flying with Velasco late. Acupuncture or Velasco? Maybe Acupuncture. Velasco got out of a hole in the ground. Then Can't Hack It followed by in behind them Volk Dancer and Prickle in behind them. Then came at the head of the rest on the outside Majestic Sweep and Florilegium carved up, and Platinum Slipper. Queens are knocked up. Madam Enns and Steffi back at the tail. This is closer than you think. The Robin Duke of Bedford Matamata Breeder Stakes at Group 2. Velasco has come out of a hole in the ground. Acupuncture has hit the front. Gee, I tell you what, not sure if I've gone the right way here. Acupuncture maybe, but Velasco has put in the big ones. And has got up, I believe. Velasco may have got up to win the Breeder Stakes. They've gone to the line. Oh, gee whiz, it's close. We'll just hold on for that official result from Dave Carter's call. Could go either way. The inside, it is Acupuncture and Velasco.
They were very tight in the last 100 metres too. They raced very tight indeed. Velasco on the outside has made a lunge in the last little bit. He's not in the picture yet. Acupuncture number 7, ridden by Michael Walker, and Velasco number 11, ridden by Andrew Calder. The two, and there's nothing between them. We'll leave it there, and we'll pass on the full result as soon as it comes through from the judge. Very tight finish on race 12. Now, interims Flemington, the value bet Southern Crown got up to beat Pantani and Longyard. 1, 5 and 2. Still no first for dividend. We're off to Doomben. 7 and 5. Andrew Calder's mount got the money there. 11, 7, 5, race 12. Randwick, good race. A lot of fun with him. He's won 5 from 9, including a number of feature races. And Nick is joining Chris.
The Royal Sovereign Stakes.
Briggs in the saddle on all victory. Set for the Royal Sovereign. Gates fly back, and they've jumped in a terrific line. Exceed and Excel and Hipwell wide out, fast away. Going quickly is Spurmy on up to be third and is about to tackle the leaders. Tasumi on the rail began very quickly, and not far away is Impaler. He's fifth the outside. 2 lengths away is In Top Swing. They were followed by Handsome Ransom. All going to do it on the fence over Cousy, and Ambulance went out last. At the 800 metre point, and Exceed and Excel did it on his ear. Leads the way by 3/4. Sitting up second, Spurmy on. Hipwell wide, Impaler fourth the centre. Tasumi on the rail, scraping paint. No, he's just come off it because All Gonna Do It slipped up inside of him. They were followed by Handsome Ransom, wide In Top Swing, 2 away Cousy. Ambulance last and being given a dig in the ribs to make ground. In Top Swing trying to get a run. He's come to the outside, straightening up, and the front runner Exceed and Excel. Brown put his foot on the pedal and he raced away. Exceed and Excel 3 in front. Ambulance is coming with a big red light on down the centre. He's running on with Impaler, but Exceed and Excel's in full cry at the 100. 2.5 in front. 2 in front. Ambulance tries to pick him up. Exceed and Excel on tied legs, but he's going to hang on. Ambulance flying. Exceed and Excel. Exceed and Excel has beaten Ambulance, who flew the last little 50 metres. They were followed by Impaler third. A photo between Handsome Ransom. All going to do it for fourth. Cousy and Ekstrom In Top Swing. Hipwell, Spurmy on, and Tasumi last in the Royal Sovereign. Well, that's been a great effort. He's done it all from the front. Exceed and Excel, 2 for 2 for C. Brown. Trained by Tim Martin. He just flew out of the gate, ambled across to the lead. He just left Spurmy on, who's a rocket out of the gate for dead. And Brown swung him into action at the top of the straight. He got him out 6 from the inside, and he put 4 links on them in 1 stride. Ambulance, who was back at the tail, was being hard ridden to start to pick up the bit and wind up. Beedman was trying to stoke him up. He swung to the extreme outside of In Top Swing, who was outside or inside of him. But when Brown said go, Exceed and Excel showed Group 1 turn of foot. He burnt well clear. Ambulance has got very close the last little bit, but he's failed. Ridden by Darren Beedman. Third prize going to number 8 Impaler, Dale Spriggs. And fourth going to Handsome Ransom, number 4. 258 and 4 confirmed. The time is 1827. 1827 for the 1,180 metres. The winner of the race, Exceed and Excel, has scored by a long head, 3 1/4 second and third.
He is a great sprinter. He's won 6 out of 10 and he's off to Melbourne now for the Newmarket Handicap and then possibly overseas to Dubai for one of their feature sprints and then possibly Royal Ascot. That's Exceed and Excel. Corey.
And unders the tote, under the bridge, drifted out to double figure odds, but if you fancy the runner-up in the Debonair, it was a pretty good run there. Good value the tote. Starcraft, Drifter on track, unders the tote. Gilded Youth offering big value. Kawita value the tote. Reset, opened up as favourite. Just holds on to favouritism now. Little bit of value the tote. Dane Fever, near enough the mark. Bushido, Drifter, value the tote. You looked at these in the yard. I know we've had your late mail, but a lot of them sweating up under these extreme warm conditions, Elf.
Well, given the circumstances, Andrew, look, you expect them to sweat. We are. You know, that's not a problem. But I think under the circumstances, they've all gone to the gates in pretty good appearance. And, you know, you just look at a couple of horses and we make mention of the fact of Reset being a drifter on course. And as I speak, he's just starting to tighten.
Been quite calmly reboxed as Reset now goes into the stalls again and they're set again. And racing. Dane Fever pinged away well. Elvstrom, one of the last to bounce out of the stalls, and he went straight back to last of all. As they settle into stride, Dane Fever has it from Promoted going up on the outside. Handy to these then is Bushido, and also Reset. He's going to settle down just off the speed. Fourth on the outside of Gilded Youth. About 2 lengths further back is Kawita in the middle of horses with Del Zao. He's outside. 1.5 easing back there is Under the Bridge, and they're followed by Starcraft. And a length away is Elvstrom last of all. Bushido's taken up the running, heading to the 1,000 metres. He's out by a length and a half. Promoted as second. Dane Fever is third. Reset's got the run of the race, fourth on the outside. Gilded Youth, fifth to rail, being followed then by Del Zao. Under the Bridge is next on the inside with Elvstrom starting a runner, then Kawita. And the Queenslander Starcraft is last at the 700. Bushido on top today before the bend by a length. Promoted second. Dane Fever is third, and Reset's had the run of the race, swinging around the turn. Elvstrom's coming wide around the outside with Del Zao as they swing for home. Starcraft is following them into the race. Bushido first around the turn at the 500 in the Guineas. Leads by 2 lengths now. Reset given his head with Promoted on his inside. Then wider out Del Zao. Starcraft is the deepest runner on the outside of Elvstrom, who's battling away. They come to the 300. Reset is set alight. This is his moment. He races to the front now. Starcraft the challenger. Reset a neck in front. Starcraft shoving at him and they fight it out. Reset the inside on Starcraft. Reset keeps on finding something. It's a great 3-year-old. Reset a neck to Starcraft. 3.5 away under the Bridge third. And then came Elvstrom. Never quite settled today. Next Del Zao, Dane Fever, Gilded Youth. And behind them the weakening Bushido. And second last is Promoted with Kawita last of all. 1:34.5 is the time. Reset has taken out a brilliant victory in the Cadbury Guineas, leaping into Group 1 company at his 4th start at his first preparation. He had the seasoned Queenslander Starcraft challenging him over the final 300 metres. He kept on digging in, he kept on finding enough, and he's maintained an unbeaten run, 4 straight. Number 8, Reset is the winner, 3.30 and 1.50. Starcraft second, $1.70. Under the Bridge third will pay $3.20. Numbers are 8, 5 and 4. 8, 5 and 4. Reset by Zabeel, who won the Guineas in 1990 and has also thrown Dignity Dancer and Moorwood as winners of this race.
Reset, a fantastic win. To win a Group 1 in your first campaign is the sign of a very, very smart horse. Here's Andrew downstairs.
OK, we had Lincoln Kerr, but we've been told that he can't do it. So my deepest apologies, Matt. For some reason, he's been told that he can't do it. Go and get Lloyd Williams' son is over there. Lloyd, of course, the owner of the horse. We'll try and get him over here to have a word to us about this remarkable rise to Group 1 success for Reset. And at the moment, great elation here. Reset, Dan Nikolic from Starcraft and Under the Bridge. And it's pretty disappointing. I think, Matt, we'll come back to you.
That's all right. He's been whisked away. A terrific run by the top two 3-year-olds here. Starcraft. He gave it everything, Starcraft. He just couldn't quite pick up Reset. I tell you what, the camp was confident too. Lloyd Williams, his owner, certainly was. He had to fork out a $42,000 late entry fee to get this horse into the race. He wasn't originally nominated for the Cadbury Guineas. I suppose the 42 grand wasn't really a problem for Lloyd, but it was a big investment. He's come through with flying colours. I wonder what the plan for him is. AJC Derby, the big Guineas in Sydney, the Rosehill and Canterbury. He's crying out for them, you'd think. Reset, ridden by Dan Nikolic, who's had a great association with Lloyd Williams. He'll get a real kick out of winning that big Group 1 for him. Let's take you back to Doomben. Here, look ahead to Adelaide, Cheltenham Race 5 in 13, Chosen Light.
Well, the Bacardi Breeders' Classic and Gerald Ryan, you've got a good chance here with an Indeed I Do. Difficult field.
Already Gate Swing back, and Indeed I Do, and Star of Gibraltar fast away. Lucida got squeezed up at the start and went straight out the back door. It's Star of Gibraltar in front of Ergonet, and there's Fair Embrace in the blue cap going quickly, not far away on the rail. Forum Floozy. Behind those Sequi, Indeed I Do is wide out. 2-Star Gale. Then came Lucida improving on the fence, and last of all is Private Steer at the 750, and Star of Gibraltar got across onto the fence and led Ergonet easily. 3/4 away in third, Fair Embrace. Sequi deep out. Forum Floozy fifth the rail. Lucida in traffic, so too Iron Gale, Indeed I Do, and Private Steer. Boss has come to the extreme outside, 6 from the speed, but he'll be 7 and 8 deep as they turn. Flattening out at the 450. Star of Gibraltar in front and got away by a length and a half. Ergonet, Forum Floozy. Fair Embrace the outside from Sequi. Indeed I Do, and right down the centre, Private Steer, and she's unloading a big run. Then Iron Gale behind those. Private Steer after Fair Embrace, Ergonet and Star of Gibraltar, and Forum Floozy's right in the thick of the action. Forum Floozy and Private Steer. Private Steer just in front of Forum Floozy. Ergonet, Private Steer in front. Oh, grand performance. Private Steer wins it, and wins it brilliantly. Forum Floozy second. Third, I think, Ergonet from Fair Embrace, Indeed I Do, Lucida, and then Iron Gale. Star of Gibraltar just behind those, and Sequi last in. Well, she was on the outside fence, and I'm not kidding you, she was almost treading on top of the steel. Number 1, Private Steer, extreme last, 59, in fact 58.5 on her back. Glenn Boss swung it to the outside. They were fan right across the track. It was Ergonet, Forum Floozy hitting the front from Fair Embrace. Star of Gibraltar was still there on the rail, but there is no substitute for class, and she's got bundles of it. Private Steer, $3.10, $1.60, has picked them up, left them in one stride. Boss with that familiar little salute that he has down pat nowadays. And she has been too good. $3.10, $1.60. Second in the race, going to horse number 6, that being Ergonet, Danny Beasley, Robert Pearce. 2, Forum Floozy, Darren Beedman, John Hawkes third. Fourth to number 3, Fair Embrace. 1, 6, 2 and 3. Time is 1:8.31. Now Exceed and Excel went 1:8.27, so he went a little bit quicker. And Private Steer has come from the back, 35.09 for the last 600 metres. Winner scored by 1.5, a short half head second and third. 1.5 by a short half head. I'll have a look at that head on again. She must have been on the outside fence. It seemed like she was from where I was standing. She was so very wide out. Private Steer, $3.10, $1.60. Another winner for John O'Shea and Glenn Boss. Second prize in the race, going to number 6, that being Ergonet, $2.30. Forum Floozy at $1.80, exacta $26.70. Quinella $16.30, trifecta $114.60. First 4 on 1, 6, 2 and 3, $602.20.
She is a very good mare. Private Steer winning there for Glenn Boss. Glenn was drawn between 2 loyalties today. Of course, he had the Melbourne Cup winner, Mackay Diva, returning at Flemington this afternoon. She's running in the Chester Manifold Stakes. But he had a few of his favourites running in Sydney today, and he couldn't leave them. This one, Private Steer, and one of his real favourites, Thorn Park, in the next race, the Expressway Stakes. So Vin Hall is out. There is Light Sweeper with James Winks on board. Let's return to Alf for the late mail.
Thanks, Matt. Number 1, Rinky Dink. I'm happy to go with it. It looks really nice in the mounting enclosure. I thought its performance at Flemington last start, second up.
Totes. Now here's Gulf Mistress coming up into the stalls now. So they've lined up, they're all in, ready to run. Race 7 on the card. Set to go. Racing now. My Bondally a little slow towards the inside, and Set Diane got back there too. Never Said a Word as the first to bounce out, and Milk got away quickly. In the early stages, Gulf Mistress from a bad barrier is pressing on looking for the lead, and Sunar's just off them, settling down about 6th on the inside. So Gulf Mistress has the lead, out by 2 lengths now. Never Said a Word as second. On the outside as Milk third as the leaders put the brakes on. Rinky Dink a length and a half away on the inside, and Wonderlara Stancia has Never Said a Word. The saddle's gone on it, and he's let it go. They were followed by Sunar, who's now back a little worse in midfield, and then came Light Sweeper, Flying Gigi, Set Diane, and Maya Bondally went back to last, and Never Said a Word is flying along in front. Danny Nikolic having a torrid time. The saddle's gone on this filly, and at the 800 metre mark, she's 15 lengths in front coming up towards the turn. Gulf Mistress takes the field up with Milk on the outside, and then Lara stands here. Rinky Dink on the inside. Next is Sunar on the rails with Light Sweeper around her, and they're followed by Set Diane, Flying Gigi, and Maya Bondally. This has got a monster lead, Never Said a Word, and at the 500 metre mark, it's out by about 10 or 12 lengths entering the straight. In second place in Gulf Mistress, they're all giving chase now, and they'll need to. Then the Milk, and here's now Lara Stancia starting a run, followed by Sunar, passing the 300, Never Said a Word, about 8 lengths in front from Rinky Dink. Milk, Sunar the inside, and then Lara Stancia passing the 200, now Never Said a Word, hits the wall, Rinky Dink claims her. Milk coming home well on the outside, but Rinky Dink in front of Milk and Sunar. Rinky Dink hasn't won for ages. She'll do it today. Rinky Dink beat Milk by a length. Flying home Maya Bondally. I think it'll grab third from Set Diane and Sunar over on the inside. Just behind these to finish then Stancia, Light Sweeper, and they were followed in by Flying Gigi, Gulf Mistress, and Never Said a Word has finished last in. Number 1, the winner, Rinky Dink, ridden by Blake Shin. First victory for some time. In fact, I think it was January of 2003 at just her 3rd race start. But she's finally cracked it. Come back in good form in this preparation. Struck a soft track last time out and was just beaten by Demerger. And the firmer track certainly has suited her, dropping down in the weights today with that claim for Blake Shin. Number 1, Rinky Dink. Blake Shin first. Second goes to number 5. Bilk, written by Darren Gauci, and third, number 7, Maya Bondally, has come from last and flashed home out wide. So it's 1, 5 and 7. Fourth in Set Diane, and fifth home was Sunar, and that time 136.1, 136.1. Just underlines the quality of the win in the previous race where they ran 134.57 by reset. And that race run at a scorching tempo because of what you saw there with Never Said a Word having to be let go. And yet they've run super duper time in the previous. Good to see this filly.
The third leg of the New South Wales Quadrilla to be alive. It's pretty popular thus far. Exceed and Excel number 2 in the first leg, and Private Steer in the previous number 1. Thornton Park all the rage at $1.60 for this now.